Give us a little bit of that story, some of the growth and what that looked like, and then let's dive into some of those specific things that you all put in place.
Sure, Whitney. So I'll tell you a little bit about the background. I started in the business in 1984. Showed up my first day at CB, which is called Coldwell Banker back in those days. I met Paul Massey. We worked there for 4 years. Left in November of '88 to form Massey Knakal. That was at that time just the two of us and a secretary. We sold the business in 2014 to Cushman and Wakefield. At that time, we had over 250 people in three offices in New York. And the way we approached the business was very meticulously and actually adopted a residential farming approach to commercial real estate. Having the CB background was great because we saw how folks were selling institutional properties, and we brought that institutional sales approach to the private capital end of the business for smaller properties. But we each started, Paul and I started in small geographic territories, getting to know the neighborhood on a very granular basis. It was block by block, building by building, know every owner, know every transaction, know the zoning changes that were going on, major developments that were happening in the area, who was buying, who was selling, what the prices per square foot were, what the cap rates were. And because we were so deeply entrenched in these markets, we got to know everything that was happening there. That was a competitive advantage for us because it was a way for us to differentiate ourselves from every other broker. And then the first salesman we hired worked in a territory north of Paul. The next broker we hired worked in a territory south of me. We grew the firm like a jigsaw puzzle and ultimately had the entire city covered with a very, very granular approach to understanding the building sales business here. And CoStar started tracking the building sales market in New York in 2001. The very first chart that they put out, we were at the top of the chart in terms of number of buildings sold. We were shocked by that. But from 2001 to 2014, the number two company in New York had sold about 1,300 properties. We had sold over 4,000. So we lapped the field by more than three times. We were just a local popcorn stand compared to the big national and global firms. But we were so entrenched in these neighborhoods. We had gotten out to the outer boroughs in Queens in 1999, Brooklyn 2001. So we were out there before it was really cool to be in the outer boroughs of New York City. And we had a very, very significant number when the market started to thrive out there. But it was just a very, very systematized implementation of a blocking and tackling strategy of just knowing the markets, understanding that we're in the information business, the real estate business, trying to have better information than anyone else. And that system really worked well for us.